Yo, what's going on, everybody? How are you today? It's a bad day. It's a bad day. Yesterday sucked. This Eagles team sucked. It was brutal. It was embarrassing. Nick Sirianni looks overmatched. Nobody's going to deny that. You got issues with play design. You got issues with play calling. You have issues with the quarterback. He can't make simple throws. There's no denying it. You can't hide from it. I don't want to hear that it's not his fault. There were simple plays for him to make. You could tell that his arm is an issue. You could tell that his accuracy is an issue. And yes, the Philadelphia Flyers play tonight, and it should be a happy day. Here we are, all happy, smiles on our face, right? Carter Hart back in net, claws your ear. The captain getting the nod to take this team to the playoffs again. But no. Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts are a serious major problem. And Nick Sirianni's overmatched. He looked like the child that we saw in the first press conference when everybody said to relax. Everybody said to calm down. Everybody said, don't worry about it as long as he can coach. No, that was a microcosm of what he is. That was a definition of Nick Sirianni, an individual who was not ready for the moment. Someone who was not prepared and properly ready to be an NFL head coach. You could tell by his delivery. You could tell by his tone. And here we are where the team can't even move an inch. They can't get one first down after that first drive. They can't get any sort of momentum going and get past the sticks on a defense that gets torched and annihilated with a banged up secondary. Those secondary pieces were the backup's backup. And they can't get any sort of offensive rhythm going whatsoever. It was all screens, short passes, no running game. Hey, Jalen Hurts, snap the football and see if you can make a play. As if it's flag football out there and you're just getting it to the quarterback's hands. It's brutal. It's brutal. What's not brutal, though, is us hanging out together. We're going to have our coffee together. We're going to kick back. We're going to, I'd say relax, but we're not going to relax. We're going to be very frustrated. But cheers, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning. They have to run the football more for sure. But my biggest problem is, yes, no doubt about it. You're criminally underutilizing the run game to the point where it's a fireable offense, right? It's not existing. There's a difference between running the ball a little amount just to keep someone on their toes and then just a non-existing one-dimensional football team, and that's what this is. So, yeah, absolutely. But, my biggest problem is against this team specifically is how can you not move the ball throughout the air whatsoever? This team does a great job at stopping the run. They're one of the best in the entire league at doing it. You were never going to succeed by running it down their throat. But there has to be some sort of option there. There has to be some sort of run game. Now, I know that Miles Sanders had 23-yard run, and then he had another nice run in there, and that was how they gained momentum. But I also feel like if you actually had some sort of run game, like that wouldn't happen. One of the reasons why that happened is the Buccaneers were looking around like, really? Okay, all right. But that wouldn't be a consistent thing with Miles Sanders where, it's like 23 yards, 20 yards. It's like that's by the element of surprise more than it is like, see, you got to use him more. Yes, you have to use him more, but I think it was more of a all right, if you're Tampa Bay. They do this, once every 50 plays? You can have it. You can have it. Yeah, well, look, your offensive line is going to have issues when you are playing with this style of offensive line. I mean, it just makes sense. Jason Kelce and Mailata going from left tackle to right tackle, which is not even his natural position. Is anything his natural position? No, not really, considering my man just learned how to play the sport of football. But yeah, I mean, the offensive line is supposed to have issues when you're playing on your fourth and fifth, no, because there's 5 people on the line. But when you're on your 6th, 7th, and 8th linemen of your team, this is what it's supposed to look like. It's totally unfair to say that it wouldn't. I mean, it was just a mess from the whole entire team. What's up, Fran? What's happening? Yeah, my problem is there's these Jalen Hurts supporters that are just not letting it go, where it's both. Both can be true. Nick Sirianni is abysmal. Nick Sirianni is disgustingly pathetic, and Jalen Hurts is missing wide open throws that are available. Both are very true. Would he Would Jalen Hurts be in a better position if he had a coach that had a run game and knew how to utilize his weapons better? Oh, absolutely, 1,000%. This coaching staff can't even find ways to, I know we didn't play yesterday, but it's more of just a description of who they are. They struggle to find ways to get Dallas Goedert going in an offense. They struggle on how to utilize Quez Watkins the right way. They struggle how to use Miles Sanders, a running back, which it should be simple. Get your damn quarterback under center and hand off the football and create a gap with your offensive line. It's really not that hard to figure out. So, yeah, sure. But at the same time, it's clear as day. You can obviously see that Jalen Hurts has some serious deficiencies throughout his play. It's just simple. That 3rd and 5 that he missed to Zach Ertz, that was brutal. The throw to Jalen Reagor that created a flag for them to score on the first drive, that was horribly underthrown. The interception to Quez Watkins. Watch his footwork. Watch the way he throws that ball. How much he has to put on that with his body. How much his body has to go through to get that ball downfield. That first drive. Let me pull up this. That first drive made no sense. I knew right then and there, there's no way they're going to be successful tonight. Because they succeeded, first off, that option play to start things off. Oh, no. All right, after that, 3rd and 7, Hurts makes this amazing play with his legs where it's like, okay, you're lucky to escape with that one. You move the chains. That's what a running quarterback can do. He could put pressure on the opponent by escaping and maneuvering around, getting to a certain area. Fine. Obviously, that's fine. 3rd and 12, Quez Watkins. There's a rollout to the right side, and Jalen Hurts tries to deliver a throw. It ends up getting deflected by Tampa Bay, but Quez Watkins readjusts and makes the catch. Anyway, Quez Watkins, man, I'll tell you what, between that play and catching the ball in the back of the end zone where he got pushed out of bounds, where it was a pass interference call, they scored the touchdown anyway. Jalen Hurts brought it in and ran it in later on in that series anyway, so it doesn't matter. But Quez Watkins made some plays. But my point is, on that 3rd and 12, balls are getting deflected. And you're just, man, okay, what is this? These are their 3rd down conversions. This is how they drew up their scripted plays. Yeah, I'm sure. Miles Sanders gets the personal foul call. The underthrown ball to Reagor. I mean, you can't have sustained success with that style of offense. So even when they scored, I knew it was all baloney. I really did. Well, I'm never a fire a man after one season guy. I'm telling you my frustration. See, people always take it to that level. But I mean, if this is like, it's so obvious that this guy's over his head and he's got too much happening. See, now we're having the dialogue of, is the team quitting? No. Are the teammates, everyone in the locker room buying in? Yeah, I mean, they are to a degree. You're also watching Jason Kelce, though, go like this after one of those screen passes to Quez Watkins. Jason Kelce's literally just throwing his hands like, whatever, man. This is a joke. So I don't know. Is that slowly starting to transition throughout the veterans because they're recognizing that this guy's a fool, which was one of my biggest fears as we entered the season. What happens when you face adversity and you realize this high school coach is a high school rah-rah pom-pom guy when you're playing in a league that your guys are getting paid $20 million, $15 million, $10 million? It does not work. They don't think it's all cute and funny when you're showing up with a Brandon Graham t-shirt, when you're getting your ass smacked, when you can't move the football, when you can't get one first down. But, I mean, I'm not screaming for anybody's job right now as we sit here today. I'm just saying I am not intrigued by what I've seen. That's all. Stares at one guy, rolls out 10 yards. Is he even fast? No, he's not fast, but he's a tough runner. I'd say he's a tough runner. You know, where he like lowers his helmet, lowers his body. He can get a couple yards in there as well after contact, maybe. I mean, he's definitely someone that can use his legs more, but they don't seem to run the ball, and that's an extension of running the football. So it's not as much of a threat because they don't run the ball ever. My problem is, I guess, that I'm trying to figure out is how much of him staring down the one receiver is Nick Sirianni saying, this is your read, this is who you're going to. Because Nick Sirianni says it all the time. He's going where we want the football. He's passing the ball exactly where we want it to go. He's delivering the ball where we want it to go. So it's like, are they saying, all right, Jalen, this is what you're going to do. You're going to be in shotgun, obviously, because there's nowhere else for us to put you. You're going to get the ball, and you're going to stare right here, and you're going to throw right there. And if it's not there, scramble. And we got to do a better job at scrambling and finding ways to get open to help out the quarterback once that's the case, which is just terrible if that's the case. I know what I mean? Like, they're not firing him today on October 15th after 6 games of him being an NFL head coach. But that's my point. Like, I'm not wasting my energy saying that Nick Sirianni needs to be fired today. They're not going to fire him today. We have a 17-game schedule. We have a 17-game situation here to figure out what we have. And then from there, we make the move. But it's something that is available to us, 6 games, and it's not good since he started. What's up, Mullet? What's happening? 200 yen donation. How are you? First game without a called back touchdown. Avery pulls a Barnett. Yeah, he did. And everyone's upset with the call. I hate the rule. The rule's stupid. The rule is very foolish. I'll also tell you this, though. Everybody was informed on how they were going to call this moving forward this season. There was no reason to even put yourself in that position. So I think it's dumb. I think it's embarrassing for the league in the NFL, professional football. You make a play, but at the same time, what are you even doing, Avery? Like, what are you doing? What was your tough move that you were trying to show him? Oh, yeah, let me show you. You can even see the look on his face. Like, my man's over here. What are you doing? Your team's getting shelled. Your team's getting annihilated. You stink. We're going to go win another Super Bowl. Who are you, Jannard Avery? You know? Amazing. Oh, man. Yeah, there's no reason to bench Hurts. Yeah, but no, I mean, there's just no reason. What, Gardner Minshew's going to come in, Joe Flacco. See, this is the problem, and we knew this was going to happen when things went bad. People are going to start calling for a different quarterback and all. We can't do that. I mean, right now, we can't do that. 6 games in, we cannot do that. Week 14, week 15, if this is still what it is, maybe I'm open to something else. But right now, it's way too early for that type of decision. It really is. Sirianni also had horrendous game clock management. What was the timeout on third down? He's had problems with a lot of it. What was the field goal attempt? I'm actually struggling to remember which timeout you're talking about. I mean, I write everything down, and I don't know. I don't remember where that was. I apologize. There were so many 3 and outs, this and that. I don't remember when that timeout was called. But I do remember it's a 14-point game in the fourth quarter, and we're kicking field goals. Hey, field goals. Let's come back against Tom Brady with some field goals. Now, it was 4th and 10. Would they have gotten the 4th down on 10? They needed 10 yards for a 4th down. Did you feel like they were going to get it? No, because they'd probably throw a screen and get 7 yards. But at the same time, I mean, they'd be lucky to get 7 yards. I'm just saying there'd probably be a little bit softer coverage involved there. Maybe you'd be lucky to get that. Nick Sirianni does not know how clock management works, how game situations work. They just don't. Oh, yeah, that's right. I do remember that 3rd down. Yeah. No, I do. I remember that. Just Nick Sirianni, the game speeds up on him. It's as simple as that. The game speeds up on him on the sidelines. He's getting overwhelmed. It's moving too quickly. He's not fully processing the moment. He doesn't have time for it to settle in because everything's all jumbled. I got to get the next play call, and I got to worry about this and that. Bang, bang, bang. Everything's happening, and he's over on the sidelines like, wait, timeout. Or field goal unit, 14. Let's get some points to make it an 11-point game in the fourth quarter there, Coach. Please. Do I think Hurts' throwing issues can be fixed by fixing his mechanics? I thought they would have worked on him over the offseason. Well, they did. I just don't know if they were teaching him everything properly. See, the problem is with Jalen Hurts is there's flaws. But I don't know the answer to this question that I'm about to pose right now. Are his flaws fatal? Or are they workable? Can you work around? You know his flaws? Ryan Tannehill. You know who had success with the proper game plan over the last couple of years? Ryan Tannehill. Now, you might not be able to win a Super Bowl with that, but can you get first downs? Right? Like, how bad is this Jalen Hurts arm? How bad is this Jalen Hurts accuracy issue? Is it you're out of the league and you can't play at all, you're horrible? Or is it you could hang in there as a starter, you're not going to be in the top 10, maybe you're 11th, 12th, 13th in the league, but you got a nice running game to help you off with play action, or you can utilize your legs more that can keep you involved. Lamar Jackson couldn't throw the damn rock to save his life. He has learned to become a better pocket passer, and you can see year in and year out he's getting better, and it's only helping out that Ravens offense. Is this something that's possible? I mean, I don't know. It's very hard after 8, 9 games or so of his NFL career to fully say it can never happen. It can never happen. Look at what Lamar is doing right now. He was made fun of as a passer. Yet a couple I know, Chase, and that's where I'm having the difficult problem right now of Jalen Hurts, because I've seen Josh Allen's accuracy in year one. He had like 10 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. His completion percentage was Carson Wentz territory of last year. Now, there's a difference, right? Because Josh Allen can throw the football with a zip. Seriously, I mean, it just like flows right out of his hand. So it's hard to compare those two. But I think Lamar Jackson is a better comparison of, Lamar is known as a really egregious passer. Well, Jalen Hurts is having an issue right now with passing the football, but you're watching Lamar Jackson get so much better in that area. Can Jalen Hurts do the same thing? Yeah, for sure. No, I agree with that 1,000%. But I mean, with Lamar Jackson, he was bad. He was really, 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 really bad as a pocket passer. Really bad. Really bad. Well, at least, yes, the Raiders did lose their coach. I'm not ready to look into next week yet. This is still kind of dissecting what we're witnessing now and trying to figure out the issues and how things are going to change moving forward now, just because of the debacle that we just witnessed. So I can't get into Raiders territory and what could happen if they go to the Raiders. What's up, Savion? What's happening? I really hope Hurts succeeds. I really don't want to see us waste draft picks. Well, it wouldn't be wasting draft picks. I mean, it would be getting your franchise quarterback, which is extremely significant to an NFL franchise. So it's not wasting. To find your franchise guy would not be wasting. But you're right. If it would be nice to have a guy and then go get a safety, a linebacker, and a defensive end, a safety, a corner, and a linebacker. If you go out and get 3 first-round draft picks to help out your defense, you need some serious help. Yeah, I'd rather that be the case. I mean, would I be mad if they stayed with Jalen Hurts and still did that? I don't know. I don't know how I would feel in that moment, how I would feel at the draft. I need to see the 17 games to figure this out. I need to fully see how I feel after this full season to know heading into the draft how my emotions would be on that day. But I agree with you. It would be a lot nicer to know we have our guy in that position, so then you can fulfill all your other holes, go fill out your roster with the draft. You want an edge? What does that mean? Man, I want an edge. Like an edge rusher? Or you want edge with this football team? What does that mean? The only reason I said waste is because I think it's too early for a quarterback after 10 starts. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. I do think waste is a little bit of a strong word, but you're right. It's not ideal to have to spend that compensation on a QB compared to looking at your defensive issues and filling a lot of voids there with the quarterback that that your quarterback can be strong. Okay, so you want an edge rusher. Yeah, I mean, look, you're getting older in Fletch, and I know he's a tackle. I'm just saying, I'm looking at the defensive line as a whole. Brandon Graham is getting up there in age. Fletcher Cox is getting up there in age. You need to find your next Brandon Graham. You need to find your next Fletcher Cox. You need to find your next franchise defensive players. Where's the next Malcolm Jenkins coming from? You absolutely 1,000% are going to need to utilize a linebacker if you did not notice that due to the way Jonathan Gannon likes to play his defense. So it's time to invest in a Parsons style of player. I'm watching, it's the safety linebacker hybrid that you can do so much with the versatility, right? And you go back to all these drafts, and it's very frustrating. Jeremy Chin, Patrick Queen, you got that hybrid look. And then, of course, like the Parsons style of play, you got to get speedier. You do. You just have to. Alex Singleton stinks. These are the flaws. Exactly, Fran. These are the flaws that got in bed. Right. That's where I'm having the debate with some of the people in my comment section and on Twitter. When I say that Jalen Hurts is a problem, they're like, oh, look at his yards. Look at his completion percentage. Do you watch the game, how he's getting these yards by throwing it 1 yard in the air and then some guy runs for 30 yards? I mean, and you're lucky if that happens, but come on now. I mean, when you see him in the category of all these stats through X amount of games to start a season, to start a career, he's up there with Pat Mahomes and Andrew Luck. He's not even close to these guys. Stop acting as if he is, because numbers tell you it's not real. It's fake. It's fugazi. There's so many more stats that get involved here on why he's in that category, and it's because they don't trust him throwing the football downfield. But I keep bringing that up. The problems that Jalen Hurts had as a quarterback entering the draft are all showing. They're the same exact flaws that they were talking about coming out of college. So, I mean, it's not like these are just random. These are what was being talked about. These were the issues. So, come on. We're not making stuff up. We're not hating on Jalen Hurts just to hate on Jalen Hurts. It's problematic. Why are we trading Miles Sanders, Ertz, and Darius Slay, Pat? In what world are we doing that? In what universe? Zach Ertz might get traded, though. You saw the emotional stuff that John Clark was talking about. How do you call in? Well, this is the phone number to call in. 856-442-9805. It's a voicemail box, so you call in, and then I utilize the calls on my podcast. So Coffee with Brogues is more chat, hanging out. But, yeah, why wouldn't we? Why would you? I don't understand. Why are we trading Miles Sanders and trading Darius Slay right now? What is that getting accomplished? I mean, in the world of right now, we're in the middle of a football season, and you just want to trade Miles Sanders and Darius Slay. And that's why I'm asking, in what world would you do that? It doesn't make any sense. Can't wait for the second half of the season where the coach and QB will be more experienced and much. Well, I don't want to see. See, I'm not setting the bar at least you can beat the New York Giants. Right? I mean, that's not where I'm at. Oh, at least you can beat the Washington football team that has Taylor Heineke on their roster. See, that is what's going to happen. They might win a game against Washington, against the Lions, against the New York Jets. And that's not even a given, by the way, with the style of play this offense brings to the table. But, I mean, that's what's going to happen. The end of the season will look differently because you'll be playing worse teams. And then Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts, there'll be a different discussion about them. But we got to keep it 100, right? And I'm not demanding that you beat these teams that are excellent because we knew the roster was flawed. I'm demanding first downs. I'm demanding 3.5 quarters of football that we're supposed to be progressing with our offense. So, you're right, though, bringing that up, John. But you say it in a tone that I'm not happy with. You say it in a tone where it's like, I can't wait for them to just, have some more experience, win some games. No, I'm still going to be very upset with the debacle that is Nick Sirianni if we're just satisfied with, hey, at least they can beat the Giants, or, hey, at least they can beat the Jets. Well, congratulations. We're not the New York Jets. Congratulations. We're not the Detroit Lions. That's not where the bar is. It's just not. All right, so here's Pat coming back in. The season is lost. You don't use Sanders. Ertz is a different conversation. Would I be willing to trade Ertz? Yeah, absolutely. They've been trying to trade him the whole offseason. Slay had value he's had in years. I'm confused. You think he actually threat? Why? Because that's your team, Pat. That's your team. Okay, that's why. That's your team. Miles Sanders is on this team. Darius Slay is a part of this team. Zach Ertz, he never really was this season. So that one makes sense. But you don't, at 2-4, it's not a fire sale. It's not a garage sale. It's not, hey, everyone's gone. Just trade everybody because Nick Sirianni stinks. That's just not how the sport world works. Oh, Nick Sirianni's bad. Jalen Hurts is struggling. Let's trade Darius Slay. I mean, what are we doing here, Pat? Come on, man. You're smarter than that. $7 donation coming in from Habits. Islam, new to your show. Enjoy your honesty. Have to question the coaching first. Keep up the great work. Peace and love. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate the kind words and all the support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, oh, no doubt. The first thing that has to be questioned is the coaching on both sides of the football. I'm not giving Jonathan Gannon a free pass at all, even though he's not the biggest issue on this team. I don't understand how he believes in this concept against the better quarterbacks in the National Football League. Pat Mahomes, Dak Prescott, and Tom Brady now absolutely annihilated and shelled your super soft coverage and just went downfield with ease. Your theory of, well, the more snaps, the more opportunities for them to screw up. They don't screw up. This is the National Football League, not Pop Warner football. They don't screw up. Sam Darnold might. You might be able to beat Daniel Jones. You might be able to beat Taylor Heineke. You don't beat the good teams by this, and you continue to throw it out there after you already watched it get abused twice earlier this past month. So what are we doing, man? What are we doing? Crazy. What's up, Toxic? What's happening? Morning. How are you? What coffee do I have? I have Starbucks Fall Blend. Black. That's what we're rocking today in our Sports Talk with Broads mug. Yeah, the field goal attempt was brutal. The field goal attempt was brutal, George. It's just something that should not have happened in that spot. He's lost. He's lost. Let's see here. Broads, it's crazy to think the Bucs are pretty much last in run. No, they're first in run defense. No, it's the opposite. They're actually at the top of the league in run defense. They're bad in the passing defense. So what they should have done was air it out more. Like that should have been the game plan heading into it, was just air it out, air it out, air it out. But you gotta do it methodically. You can't do it just like your hair's on fire, like you're a chicken with your head cut off and just nonstop gun it. But the idea on how to win was to get some yardage in the air. That's the right game plan on that night. But you can't do it where Miles Sanders gets one run. You can't force yourself to be one-dimensional. You have to open that up yourself. You have to open that shot downfield up through play design, right? Let's look at these young wide receivers that are very raw in the NFL. They're not doing a great job at scheming these guys open. It's not just about winning one-on-one matchups every time. Like, that's what I can't stand. Oh, Rager stinks. He can't beat one-on-one matchup. Like, this is how the league works. Watch Andy Reid's play design. Watch Sean McVay's play design. Watch Kyle Shanahan's play design. Yeah, you know what? Tyreek Hill can beat a lot of people. Kelsey can beat a lot of people. Yeah, there is an element to beating guys one-on-one. I'm not saying there's not. But watch Cooper Kupp. Watch Ayuk. Watch these players that get schemed open nonstop. These players are very, very young. They're very, very raw. They have to be schemed open too, and that's a problem. All right, I'll tell you what's not a problem, though. WinView. It's absolutely amazing. It's fantastic. Are you tired of getting fleeced by the house? Are you tired of spending time researching players and teams only to end up short? Welcome to WinView. WinView is the only app where skill elevates you over the competition and into the money. Put your sports knowledge to the test during your game watching and experience watching games in a way that you never have. Forget about the spread, salary caps, and over-unders. All you need to do is answer questions about the game that you love. The MLB Progressive Jackpot for all you baseball fans out there is perfect, and the jackpot starts at $5,000 and builds after every MLB postseason game. How about last night, the Dodgers winning, and they take down Gabe Kapler and the San Francisco Giants? What a brutal way to end it on that check swing. All you need to do to win is make 10 correct predictions for any MLB game, and you're in the money. It's that simple. Also, they will double your deposit bonus up to $100 for all first-time users. Your first deposit will be doubled up to $100. That means if you deposit $50 and spend it, you'll get $100. If you deposit $100, you'll get $200 in bonuses. WinView has NFL contests all weekend long, pregame and live. All you need to do is answer the questions. It's amazing. It really is fun. Nonstop with me on WinView. Make sure you check it out, winview.tv/Broads. All the information is down below in the description. Until Sirianni does something different on offense, I can't buy in. I don't know if he's going to, unfortunately. I don't know if he's going to. It seems to be what he believes in. This seems to be his concepts. This seems to be his belief right now, at least. Is this what he always believes in? Is this a product of what Jeffrey Lurie wants him to run? Is this a product of Jalen Hurts having his problems? What? Are we saying we should have punted? No, you go for it. No, man. Look. Oh, my God. On the field goal attempt, yes, it was 4th and 10. It's the fourth quarter and you're down 2 scores. Making it a 2-score game by kicking a field goal doesn't make any sense. It's still a 2-score game if you were to kick it. So you're making it a 2-point game. It's a 2-point game now. You got to do better than that. You got to put your foot on the gas there. It's in the fourth quarter. You're down 2 scores. You're down 2 touchdowns. Let's go. You got to go. You got to go for it there. It's just bad management. N91 says, I know Howie has made good moves and put some good spots, but this team needs a shakeup. I'm thinking new GM, new coaching. Well, they just did that. They literally just did that. I don't – if this is what they see for 17 games, I'm not ruling out firing Nick Sirianni, but they literally just shook up the entire staff in every single way possible. So, I mean, I don't think they're just going to do it all over again. With the GM thing, I'm willing to give the general manager all the money that comes off the books for Carson Wentz next season and these draft picks before I'm moving on from the general manager personally. But what you're asking them to do is just a very knee-jerk reaction to what they just did. And, yeah, they might have hired the wrong people, but like I said, I don't know. It's 6 games in. For me to think about firing everybody and firing every person on the entire staff after the season's over, I got to wait for that to happen. I need to wait for the season to end, and we have this full 17-game sample size. Because what's going to happen is they're going to play the Giants, they'll play Washington, they'll play the Jets, they'll play the Lions, they'll look better, they'll probably get some wins in there, they'll finish with 5 wins or so, 6 wins, and it'll be a different vibe when we're talking about the final 17 games, so it'll be in a different spot. That's why, like right now, we're talking about this, and I feel we'll be completely different at the end. That's kind of where I'm at a little bit. But yeah, I can't get into that right now. It couldn't hurt to go to somebody else, but I don't think changing it to somebody else is going to be different. You're telling me Shane Steichen's on the sidelines right now with all these masterful plans? No, it's going to be the same offense. It's just somebody else calling the plays. It can't hurt, though, because this is so abysmal. And the only thing that can definitely change would be running the ball more. But like the concepts, the play design, the gameplay, it's all going to be the same. It's just somebody else calling the plays to the point where maybe they just implement the run more, which is significant, obviously. I'm just saying, like, to expect Shane Steichen to have all these answers and the offense just be high fly and nonstop moving perfectly downfield. No, it'll be the same exact off. Yeah, I think he stinks as well. I like that, Fran. I don't know if he wouldn't get it. Brian Johnson wouldn't get it. I don't think they would skip over Shane Steichen if they were to make that move. But I agree. I would be more intrigued by him than anybody else. I agree. Shane Steichen stinks. And I think it's pretty damn funny that on the broadcast when Aikman was pretty much drilling the Eagles all game long, and deservingly so, because they were embarrassing, they talked to Nick Sirianni already. I'm talking, 5 games into his career before that production meeting happened, and they already started asking him about, well, have you thought about giving up the plays? I'm sorry, what? That doesn't happen 5 games into your career. That doesn't happen a handful of games into your head coaching career where you're already getting asked if they believe it's a good time for you to give up play calling. That's pretty damn bad. I mean, that's really bad. Crazy. Just crazy. Yeah, I agree with you, Hakeem. Jalen Hurts is just not accurate. You're absolutely 1,000% right. I just go back to neither was Lamar Jackson. And I don't love Jalen Hurts. I said this from the jump. I'd lean more towards he's not your guy than he is your guy, for sure. But I also know that there's a lot of growing pains at the NFL level. Can he never grow into something at all? Is it too much of a knee-jerk reaction to get rid of him? Is it a timing issue where you have to due to the compensation that you have in the draft? Is there anyone in the draft that makes you feel that comfortable when it comes to some college football quarterbacks this year. You know, there's a lot. There's a lot. I actually just saw a commercial for Halloween and was thinking about going over to check that out. I was texting Gil last night, actually, a little bit before the game starts. Mike Gill says Sirianni doesn't trust Sanders, and that's why they don't run him. I mean, I do think that there's an element of not trusting him, but you can't just give him one carry. I mean, I get it. At the end, he's running out of bounds last week where you got to stay inbounds, right? I mean, it's honestly noticeable that sometimes he doesn't hit the right gap. So, yeah, there is an element to Miles Sanders not being the sharpest guy. But at the same time, for all those problems, there's a 23-yard run. There's a major breakaway to the house. You got to stick with him. I remember under Doug Peterson, when they did run with him, it would be 2 yards, 3 yards, 2 yards, 2 yards, 40 yards, 2 yards, 3 yards, 2 yards, 55 yards, 2 yards, 4 yards, 6 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards, 73 yards to the house. You got to stay with them. So for his deficiencies that are there, there's also the ability to have breakaway speed and have a big touchdown run and break away. So I do agree with Gil that, yeah, there is an element to that where they definitely don't feel the most comfortable with him. But at the same time, then why is Gainwell, like, just to play devil's advocate here on, it's more of just they don't like running the ball in general. Why isn't Gainwell then just getting his carries? Why isn't Gainwell then just getting his touches? It's not a Miles Sanders thing. It's I don't believe in the running game as a whole. And they keep consistently utilizing this quick pass as a run. Guys, it's not a run. It's not a run. It's a pass. It's crazy. What's up, Isaiah? What's happening? Thank you so much for the $10, bro. I really appreciate it. Sirianni gotta be blind. I like the dude, but Sanders averaged 6.2 yards a carry last night and only 9 carries. Does he not know how much a run game can help out a young quarterback? This has got to be fixed for sure. I mean, yesterday, going up against that run defense, I didn't think the right game plan would be just nonstop run it down their throats. That would be silly. I also didn't expect it to be where you give them one carry for the whole entire first half. That would be silly. It needs to be somewhere in the middle of that, where you need to establish the run to help you set up your offense, you know? Like Tom Brady and Leonard Fournette, they run the football, play action. They get the play action. There's no layers to this offense, right? There's no layers. There's no quick throws, middle throws, long throws, deep shots. There's nothing. It's just quick throws to the outside. That's all. And RPOs and read options. Like, where's the layers? That comes from the running game. It comes from the play action. You have to freeze linebackers. You know, you go back to that Carolina game. And one of the things that Nick Sirianni emphasized before the game happened was how quick they were with speed with the defense, right? Yet, they don't have misdirection. They don't have play action. They don't freeze the linebackers. How do you think you're going to have success? We know this. We see this. How does someone who spends their whole entire life studying the game of football not see this? See, I'm very disappointed with Nick Sirianni because he might be overmatched and overwhelmed, but he's been around football at the National Football League level for a long period of time, all right? He's worked his way up. He's seen legitimate offenses. How does he believe that this is a legitimate offense? You know? How? Do I talk to Jeff Nadeau? Not as much as Gil does, but I talk to, we have respect for each other on Twitter. I was actually thinking about reaching out to him to maybe get him on an episode of Schmoozed one of these weeks. He's funny as hell, man. He cracks me up. He's got a big fight coming with Barstool. I'm rooting for him. But yeah, we communicate on Twitter here and there. Very funny guy. Oh, interesting question. When I do use coffee creamer, do I use French vanilla, hazelnut, or half and half? It depends. It depends on my mood. Yesterday, I went to get a Wawa coffee late at night around 8 p.m. for the game, and I went hazelnut. Sometimes I go French vanilla, but most of the time I drink my coffee black. But now I'm not really a half and half guy. It's only French vanilla or hazelnut when I do want a little splash, when I do want a little how do you do. Yeah, it is pretty funny, Ollie, but it's also embarrassing. If I'm Nick Sirianni, I'm embarrassed that the entire fan base is mocking me. They're mocking me if I'm Nick Sirianni on the sidelines for cheering and giving me a standing ovation. Is Nick Sirianni so lost that he actually thinks that they're celebrating and it's a positive thing? I wouldn't be surprised if they thought that it's like, oh, hey, look, the fans love me. Oh, look, this is great. They really enjoyed that what did he wear yesterday? The Dr. J sweatshirt. They must have really enjoyed the Dr. J sweatshirt. I'll tell you what I enjoy, though, and that's Orbit Energy and Power. With over 20 years of experience in the solar industry, Orbit Energy and Power is home to your solar experts in residential and commercial projects. At Orbit, they're dedicated to making sure your project is completed easily and properly by using high-quality materials and trained professionals to get the job done right. Orbit also provides water purification systems, backup energy services, battery storage, electrical upgrades, new roofs, heating and cooling, and so much more. Make sure you check out their information at orbitenergy.us or call 800-836-3987. Their information is down below in the description. Kevin says, I think the fans are behind Jalen. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's a little bit of some real questioning going on, as it should. And I think it's fair to question who Jalen Hurts is right now. So I don't know if the fans are fully behind Jalen Hurts. I think week after week, it's slowly actually starting to transition as we have more of a sample size of recognizing it's both. Both problems are the head coach and the quarterback. It's a combination of everybody here on why this is happening. Miles Sanders getting a standing ovation for running the ball gives me nostalgia of Ben Simmons attempting free throws. Yeah, well, I guess that's a fair comparison. He doesn't know how to utilize the weapons, man. He doesn't know how to utilize the weapons. He doesn't know how to put them in positions to succeed. And I said this early on in August, and nobody wanted to hear me because they were all googly-eyed about Nick Sirianni. It's all great to say the right things in August. It's easy to say the right things in August. It's hard when adversity hits. It's hard when things go south and when you struggle. Oh, we're going to put we're going to put players in the right position to succeed against team. No, you're not. You're just saying that. It's easy to say it. Don't get convinced by just hearing it. It actually needs to be executed. It has not even been close to being executed. Jalen did miss some passes, but so did Brady. Yeah, but come on, man. Tom Brady's one of the best to ever do it. Yeah, you're right. Tom Brady's 44 years old. And how about when he's moving to the pocket? He moves to the right. He sets his feet. I'm like laughing in pain, and I'm also enjoying it for the greatness of what Tom Brady is. My man's 44. 40-fucking-4, and he's moving to the side. He's setting his shoulders, squaring up his body, throwing the football. I mean, we can't even make the comparison of Tom Brady missing some passes and Jalen Hurts and his accuracy problems. Please, you want to go through the history of who Tom Brady is with his accuracy? I mean, we can't even honestly bring that up. It's not even close. Toxic wants to know my favorite Halloween candy, so I'm going to say it because it's very controversial, and I know it's random as hell, but the answer is pretty simple, and it is candy corn. That's right. Candy corn is fantastic. Candy corn is amazing. Don't tell me it tastes like chalk. Don't give me any of it. It's fantastic. It's beautiful. It's lovely. Don't say candy corn. Yes. I love it. Look at the reactions. Everyone. It is. It's good. You have it out on the front of when you walk into my house, and you have the candy bowl that's sitting right there on the front off to the side on one of our things that one of the, I don't know how to frame it, but we got a mirror, and underneath of it has picture frames, candy bowl. You dig right into the candy bowl, and you get a menace to society. No, it's so good. It's so fucking good. Oh, it's so good. I even like the pumpkin ones. The pumpkin ones too. Like they have the standard ones that are orange, white, and yellow. I don't like the ones that have black in it as much. But once you get to the ones where not what I expected, Toxic says. That's funny. I'm laughing. That's funny. Tootsie Rolls are good. Tootsie Rolls are good. That explains a lot. What's that supposed to mean, digital printout? I haven't seen you in a long-ass time, man. What's happening? I haven't seen you in a long time. We used to shoot emails back and forth when I first started the channel, man. What's up? What's happening? Oh, man. I don't know. How do we recover? How do we recover from this in the chat? I don't know. No. No. See, I don't give out the candy corn. I give out fine candy. Although, look, kids don't even knock on the door anymore. I remember last year I was so excited. First time homeowner. I'm like, hey, let's give out candy to people. They go to the trunk or treats. Halloween's dead at this point, unfortunately. But I don't know, man. That's funny. How do I feel about the Flyer season starting? I'm stoked, Thomas. So I do have some good news. Some good news for Broads Media that I have not shared yet to the people. I got Broads Media credentialed for the Flyers. So I am going to the Flyers home games as a media member, and I'm excited for tonight. I did it, if you remember, a couple years ago, 2 years ago with the Sixers through 97.3 ESPN, but we actually got approved through Broads Media to be credentialed. So I will be going to the home games and covering the team through Broads Media. I'm really excited for it. So I'll be there tonight. Covering the game. It'll be interesting to see. I'm pretty upset that Ristolainen's not there, though. Pretty disappointed that Ristolainen won't be there. Excuse me, as I'm burping here on camera. Coffee hit different. Thanks, everyone. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much for the $5. Radiation Bots. I'm with you, bros. Candy corn is underrated. I mean, I don't know if it's underrated. It's just not properly rated. That's all. People have it to this extreme of like, it's the worst thing ever. It's absolutely abysmal and it's trash. And like, I mean, I guess is that being underrated? I don't know. It's aggressively destroyed and annihilated. It's aggressively brutal. It's funny. Thank you, Digital Print House. I appreciate that. Candy corn and coffee. That's funny. I've been very consistently watching for years, brother. You're the best on YouTube. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you, Radiation, for the $5. I appreciate all the support. I know we're kind of lost right now. We're trying to get back on track here. I don't know in terms of live. So I got to figure out exactly how, what I'm going to do in terms of content for being there. But yeah, I mean, we'll do a lot of fun stuff for sure. I can't believe my bet last night. That's funny. They got dominated and I still cashed. Yeah, my group chats were going crazy last night, Ashley, and my buddies who took the Eagles +7, freaking out. Were they going to go in the end zone late there after Tom Brady got that 3rd and 7 big-time completion to Antonio Brown? That Marcus Epps almost made the play. It was pretty ridiculous. It was a hell of a throw. That's what big players do. You know, Tom Brady coming up large there, making a huge throw. It was almost a little bit behind him, too, almost a little bit behind AB, but they still made the play happen. That's what happens when you have playmakers that can catch the football like that. And, I mean, they were right there at the goal line. I thought that maybe they'd cash it in. At least it's not as bad as Tobias Harris putting mustard on cheesesteaks. Well, that's the new phenomenon that everybody's trying. And apparently there's a lot that have changed their mind. They're like, hold on, maybe I should try this. And now it's not as bad. Not as bad. Any thoughts on the Cowboys? What should my thoughts be? They're a good offense, and they're the best team in the NFC East. Is there anything other than that? Is there anything better than that? Or excuse me, I started to read another comment. Is there anything other than that with the Dallas Cowboys? They are who they are. They're a really good offense with a lot of great playmakers, with a really good offensive coordinator. They made improvements on the defensive side of the football. They're not as historically pathetic as they were in years past. And here we are. Here we are. That's all. That's what it is. That's what it is. Who's more likely to get traded? I believe it would be Ertz. I believe it would be Ertz over Dallas Goedert. That's my guess, especially with the reaction last night and everything. My guess would be, I mean, think about it. You trade Dallas Goedert. What do you have? Because Zach Ertz is toast. Zach Ertz does not have much left in the tank. So then you really have no tight end whatsoever. It wouldn't make any sense to trade Dallas Goedert unless you got some insane package that is so mind-blowing. But, if that's not the case, which I don't assume that it is, I don't understand how that would be beneficial to move on from Dallas Goedert. You just have Zach Ertz, who isn't very good right now in his career. What's great, though, is BetQL. Do you want to get an advantage over your sportsbook? Download BetQL, the only app you'll need to make smart bets. Their model covers everything. Spreads, over-unders, player prop bets. Sharp data is available for you, so you can see literally who the professionals are backing compared to who the public is backing. Line movements, you can jump on betting opportunities in real time, team lineup breaking news, and injury status updates. Plus, you can save all the picks in one place to track your success and winning streaks, as well as view your rank on the leaderboards. Head to the App Store or Google Play Store right now to download BetQL. Enter the discount code BROADS at payment checkout for 25% off any of their subscription offerings. You can check out their information down below in the description. No, I cannot see both of them getting traded. No, I cannot. I love how the candy corn conversation is still finding its way. I figured it would. It's one of those things that just get everybody going. Oh, we got some hockey news. Charlie McAvoy just signed an 8-year extension with the Boston Bruins for $9.5. Wow, that is hefty, no? Almost $10 million for Charlie McAvoy? Now, when you have a stud defenseman, you have a stud defenseman, but that's a hefty payday, no? He's a great defenseman. Here's Jeff McLean, by the way. Speaking of the whole situation of Dallas Goedert and Ertz, Dallas Goedert on COVID-19 absence allowed Ertz to be featured as Eagles tight end number 1, was another showcase for interested teams. And he probably looked as good as he has in some time. Numbers don't reflect it, but he was running free on many routes. Okay, so, I mean, that puts him more in perspective of Jalen Hurts missing. But, Jeff McLean is basically saying if teams are willing to call for Zach Ertz and they go look back at the tape, maybe it won't be as bad as what the actual production was. And as we alluded to, that 3rd and 5, as he's running an out route there towards the sidelines, it was badly missed, barely overthrown in such a brutal spot. Those are the details that really hurt you from production perspective. But in terms of running the routes and getting the separate, but there's still, compared to what he once was, it's clear that Zach Ertz does not have that much time left in the tank, right? All the injuries that have been lingering and adding up. I love Zach Ertz, one of the best ever do it in this city, but he's still a shell of what he once was. And that makes sense due to age, due to snap count, due to the playing style that he has provided for the years. But yeah, crazy. I said 8. Yeah, I said 8 years, 9.5. I saw Elliot Friedman tweeted out $26.5 million in signing bonus, $50 million in salary for $76 million total. Crazy. Oh, Nick's speaking at noon today. Nick Sirianni speaking at noon. Awesome news. Am I judging Hurts by his decision? Both. I'm judging Hurts by everything. I'm judging Hurts by everything that we see out there. I'm judging him on his throws. I'm judging him on the offense because I think that actually gives him a benefit of the doubt at times because of how bad the play design and the play calls are. But I'm judging him on everything, literally all of it. It's brutal. Was Ertz crying because he knows he may not be here by the end of the... It's possible. I don't have that information. It's possible that he was upset because he knew that there's some calls for him and that he might move to a different place. Yeah, I do think that that's possible. I do think that that's possible. But with that being said, I'm gonna wrap things up here. I want to thank everybody so much for hanging out with me today. I had a lot of fun, not because of the enjoying of the Eagles game. That was not fun, but it's always fun kicking back with everybody for another week. Every time it's Friday, I go, damn, it's been a whole nother week here at Broads Media, just hanging out with the people. It just flies by. It's been an amazing journey to this point, of course, and it's always fun. And Fridays puts it in perspective of another week, huh? Just crazy. So thank you all so much. We'll continue the Eagles conversation, obviously. Flyers, big game tonight at home. It's going to be electric at the Wells Fargo Center. Going to be a ton of fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'll catch you guys later on the post-game show then and throughout the weekend, of course. Oh, the Fanatic. I'm on Saturday with Tyrone Johnson again, 9 a.m. to noon Saturday on the Tyrone Johnson Show. I'll be hopping on with him. Sunday, I'm off. I'm off on Sunday. I got to get some things done, and with the Eagles not playing, that's my day to kind of get some stuff done with the fiance. I'm off on the Fanatic on Sunday, Saturday, 9 a.m. to noon. That's this weekend. All right. Thank you guys so much, and I'll